Good afternoon, and thank you, Sanjay, for this opportunity. It's always a pleasure to interact with people when we are looking at how space and space related activities in the country can be taken forward. And what we have been trying to do for many decades from space activity itself, if you look at how to generate information from space which could be used for the development within the country. And then for a long time, this effort of making use of the space technology for the benefit of the country has been the driver for Indian Space Research Organization and Department of Space. And then what we also realize is that the demand of the activity is so large that one entity cannot perform this. And that's how the government has tried to make a significant change in the way space activity is happening in the country. And now we are seeing already the benefits of the changes that are being made. The country is looking at in space providing the necessary support and fillip required for the private enterprise and the other entities in the country to participate. And in the very recently also, you have seen that the InSpace is promoting formulation of a constellation of satellites being operated by a private entity, and the work is now moving. Already it has gone through in the interest exploration, and then it's RFP stage it is reaching. Very soon you will have Indian entities who will be running satellite constellations for generating data and providing it to that. And we are also seeing a large number of other entities which are making use of data sources, not only from Indian, but also from the other sources. And today what we are really looking at is building the ecosystem for the geospatial industry in the country to provide solutions to the various developmental activities. So advancing space and geospatial industry ecosystem, if you see, there are three parts in this. One is the space segment itself. And while earlier it was only the nation states which were doing the space segment activity, very soon it realized that there is so much more which apart from the nation states can do, simply because there is money in the process. And space economy is a $1 trillion economy, and private entities have started making huge impact. Today we are seeing the private entities not only just operating the satellite, but also providing even what was earlier thought of as only, you can say, societal or even the weather monitoring, societal good activities, which was actually based on the international cooperation. Today private entities are entering into that and establishing a space segment, a ground segment, and a service segment. And in all these three areas, India is moving ahead, and the government is trying to promote all this happening. And today there's a lot of discussion which is going on for providing satellite as a service, ground system as a service. And in fact, satellite as a service, the way it being looked at is a person who has a specific data collection requirement, a payload development, he doesn't have to worry about rest of the issues. He only hosts his payload on a satellite, and all the rest of the activity will be done by service providers. So India is really moving quickly towards that. We are seeing, in fact, just the other day I was also in Hyderabad, where a company is trying to build its own high resolution imaging system, not only building the imaging system, but also the composite structures which is required for launch vehicle, and also in a way providing the huge tanks which can support at 700 bar, many of these things. So India is really moving ahead. So what is required is forums like this, where we can bring people together and showcase to each other what we are doing, so that something more can happen beyond what is already in place. So I definitely compliment Geospatial World as well as PhDCCI for being co-organizers of this, and making sure that the dialogue of what is required to be done and how we need to move ahead is a continuous process. And not only will we benefit from that, but also the nation will benefit, simply because one of the things we realize is, in fact I was mentioning this earlier also, When we talk of India reaching 2047 as a Vikasit Bharat, one of the key things that is there is the demographic dividend that is available to us today is only for a period of 12 to 13 years. If we do not do sufficient things within this period, we do not build the growth profile of the country to such an extent that what happens beyond this period actually gets pulled down by what has been seen in the rest of the world. So we need to work with each other as much as possible and make sure that our growth trajectory helps us not only enable the country for taking advantage of all the technological growth that is there and provide solutions. So once again, I compliment the team for making it happen, and will be more than actually happy to do my contribution in whatever way it is possible. Thank you very much.
Yeah.